And then Doge, if you could also be watching the Twitch chat in case there's anyone talking in there. If there's any like important Q&A stuff at the end, you can let us know.
Sure. I did transition over. By the way.
Oh, cool. Yeah, anyways, all right, let's go ahead and get started a little bit. So, for those of you that are new, I'm 2xPanda. I'm the owner of this amazing league here, United Rogue Overwatch. With me are two of my executive board members. Streaming tonight, we have Dogemeister.
How's it going?
And I also have my community manager with me, Soupcan/Ajax.
Don't forget the poop can. Everybody's
Oh, yeah.
favorite.
We call him Poop Can.
Shout out Buns for giving me that nickname 2 seasons ago now.
Oh, dang, really? It's been 2 seasons.
Wow.
That's a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, so welcome to Season 8 of United Rogue Overwatch. There was a lot of new players this season. We're super excited to begin to go and have this amazing league be expanding the way that it is. We're going to start off with like some general announcements and then get to explaining what the league is and etc., talking about some other stuff, like a normal town hall would be. So some just really quick announcements before we actually get started. Housekeeping. This will be announced in announcements later, but I'm just to let you guys know right now, Friday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be closing, or not closing the intent form. If you want to be eligible for the draft, you have to submit your intent form before that time. So Friday, 11:59 p.m. Eastern, you've got to submit your intent form if you want to be eligible for the draft. Second and only other thing on my little housekeeping notes is production signups are now open. So if you look in the #intent form channel, you'll see the little production signup link. Click that if you want to help stream, cast, or possibly edit for the league. All help is always appreciated, and we try our best to make sure that we cycle in as much people as possible. All right, so getting into the general overview of what United Rogue Overwatch is. Basically, we're going to talk about how the league functions and what your like week-to-week life looks like as a player. So, as you guys know, since you signed up, this is a recreational league, and we try to play games weekly. We are currently split into 3 tiers of play. We're going to say Ruby being the highest tier of play right now. That is ranks Diamond 2 and up. Sapphire is our middle tier of play, with ranks spanning from Plat 2 to Diamond 1, and Emerald being the lowest tier of play. So that is Plat 1 and below. As you guys probably could tell, based on those ranks, there is some overlap between the leagues there. That's because we try to implement a waterfall draft. So we are a draft league. You can't sign up with your teams here, or if you do sign up with the teams, there's no guarantee that you're going to be on the same team as them. We have set GMs that will be drafting players as they see fit. People who are drafted in whatever league they are take up. So this is hard to explain. So Ruby is going to be drafting first. That is the highest tier of play. Once those rosters are set, anyone who meets in the middle, so like Diamond 2 and Diamond 1, are also eligible for the Sapphire draft. So if they did not get drafted in Ruby, which they are eligible to be drafted in Ruby if you're Diamond 1 or Diamond 2, you'd be eligible for Sapphire still. And that's kind of the same idea with the Emerald being the lowest league. Plat 1 and Plat 2 are eligible for both Sapphire and Emerald League. Did I hit all that right, Sukan?
Sounds about right to me.
Yeah, so as you guys have probably seen, GMs have been going around with tryouts. We're going to be hosting a combine soon. That way, everyone gets to see, as much potential as possible. Obviously, we want to be able to make sure that as many players as possible get onto a team. So it will help your chances getting drafted if you show up to these tryouts and combines and things like that. But all right, so this season is going to be a 10-week long season. Everyone every team's gonna be playing every week, and there will be 2 weeks of playoffs. Probably should specify though. It's a little awkward between some things. We have 10 Sapphire teams and 6 Emerald and Ruby teams. For those Emerald and Ruby franchises, it is a 10-week season with 2 weeks of playoffs. Top 4 make it into playoffs there. For Sapphire, there's 10 teams. It's a little awkward to be able to fit exactly 10 weeks in. So what's going to happen is there is a 9-week season where you play everyone twice, and then there's going to be 3 weeks of playoffs there. Yeah, that I think I hit that pretty much right. Just making sure I'm covering my bases right, Soup
Sounds about right. Making sure that playoffs got hit. Yeah, I think he hit all the points.
Sapphire play
Yeah, cool.
everyone once. I think you said twice.
Oh yeah. Sapphire plays everyone once, while Ruby and Emerald are playing everyone twice. That's my bad. Yeah, thank you for the correction.
Yep.
On each team there is 6 players per roster. So that way there's like your main 5, and there is 1 substitute. So that way, scheduling is a little bit easier. So it's not just the same 5 over and over and over again. As players, you guys have rights. You are allowed to request a drop at any time. However, there are some consequences if you try and request a drop after the drop deadline, which will be week 6, or the end of week 6 here. You can also request a trade, and trading is a thing that has to be agreed by with all players and all active captains and GMs. A lot of this is a lot more well defined in the rulebook, which you'll be able to find in our link tree, which I'll have everything a lot more organized coming soon. The link tree is under the helpful info tab of the Discord server. But yeah, so I think I hit most of the points for the general overview of what the league is. Like I said, you're on a 6-player team. The idea is you want to be playing pretty much every week. But yeah, do you got anything else to add, either Doge or Soup Can?
One of the things that I will add is that with these teams coming in, we've seen a lot of teams throughout multiple seasons really use the 6-man to their advantage. However, there is no required number of games every player must have. That was something that we had in the past, but we've stepped away from. So keep in mind that there is 6 people on the roster. You might see a team utilize all 6 a lot. You might see a team, primarily have a core 5 and sub in 1 or 2. A great example of this was Ottawa from last season. They had a core 5 and then subbed in their 6th man for a couple of maps here and there when they thought it was very needed. So keep that in mind while you're looking at teams.
Yeah, that's all right. All right, so
Real.
that's the general overview. Oh, go ahead. Doge.
Sorry. I just see question in the VC chat. Answering Mosaic. He asks, or he said, so everyone gets drafted as a guarantee if they register before the closing date. It's not a guarantee that everyone will be drafted. We actually have more players than we do spots on teams. So we might have in excess of, say, 20 players or something. So it's not guaranteed you'll get drafted, but there is I want to say there's a strong chance you do, considering how many.
Especially depending on what league you're in. But, if you don't get drafted, one of the nice things about this is, especially now that it's a longer season than we've ever had before, teams often make roster moves. There are a lot of teams that have a roster at the start, might want to change it up. So they drop a player, trade a player, XYZ, as well as sometimes if you're looking at schedules, teams might need a sub outside of who they've drafted. So even if you don't get drafted, it's no worries. It's a long season. You might get picked up halfway through, or you still have chances to get involved by subbing for some of the teams. If you are a Ruby player, then you will only be able to sub for Ruby teams specifically. If you're a Sapphire player, you'll be able to sub for any Sapphire team as well as Ruby teams. And then if you're an Emerald player, you'll be able to sub for Emerald teams as well as any Sapphire teams.
Yeah, that kind of sums that part up there a little bit.
I know also I see some other Guna especially mentioning it here, but they in the past tried doing kind of like a free agent team if you want that we've tried to do with scrims and stuff. I don't know. I know in the past it hasn't fully worked out the best. Might be better this season with the number of players we have. So keep an eye out to that. If you don't get drafted, they might try and redo what they called Fresno free agents. So
Yeah, present free agents were a really cool thing. Yeah, I think the structure we have right now, I think we're able to hold just a little bit under 140 players, and we have about like 160, maybe a little bit less, signed up. Last time I checked. So yeah, there are going to be some people who do not get drafted this time around. But hopefully that means room for expansion in the future. Yeah, all right. So next section I wanted to hit here is for returning players, what's going to be different and like what are different rules that we're having, what improvements that we're making across the league. Sukan, do you want to hit on most of the points here? Because I think you have it more than I do.
I can absolutely talk. Basically, for a lot of returning players, and I want to specify returning for players who signed up and played last season, but also I've seen a couple of players who signed up, seasons ago and now are coming back. I saw Frost in the audience at one point. He played season 2 and season 6 or 5, and is now coming back for season 8. Icy's a good example. Minky, again, a great example. Shout out Storm. But Minky's a great example. Hasn't played in a couple seasons. Basically, one of the bigger things that is changing now for some of those people who haven't been here for a while is, again, the draft. We used to have a salary set up, but now we are going to the waterfall draft system that Panda mentioned earlier. A couple other things that are going to be new is the map pool that we have initiated. There was a community voted map pool that we'll talk about later, as well as a little bit of randomness that we will again kind of touch base with later. But along with not only the draft, not only the map pool, but with now these newer leagues, some of the old players who haven't been around for a while might still be up in Ruby, down in Emerald. They might be in a different league. Now that we have more teams and more expansion, it's going to be a little bit more spread out so more people get a chance. For players who are returning from last season, obviously that biggest change is going to be the Sapphire League. We have enough players. We've been looking at it for about the past 2 seasons, I would say. We've been trying to reach for this goal. And so now that we have reached it, we're able to split up the leagues a little bit more. So now we have the ability to get more players in and to get them on more teams. Outside of that, between the extended season, again, I mentioned earlier, this is the longest season we've had for about 10 weeks. Typically, our seasons are about 5 to 6, somewhere in there. But having this longer season means more games, more opportunities to show your stuff. We've been having more tryouts and more combines. So again, more opportunities to put yourself out there in order to get picked up by a team. Behind the scenes, production has been working their absolute asses off to make sure that we continue to improve and step up. So you're going to notice, some big changes throughout, but there's also going to be some subtle things in there that I think everybody's going to enjoy.
Yeah, indeed. So getting into like some specifics and a little of the boring stuff, some of the rulebook changes and stuff. We are looking. Let's see. Okay, I have notes here for this. We changed a little bit of the waiver wire ruling just to make it a little bit easier to reflect the longer season. We want the waiver priority to be just a week or two earlier, so that way it's not as annoying to deal with for GMs. Based off of a situation we had last season, we implemented rules for what constitutes a lobby reset and the punishments that would go out for breaking some of these rules, etc. So we don't have to have another just like emergency situation where everyone kind of stays still as League Ops figures all that out. Additionally, we would like to have some more League Op members hosting matches instead of just GMs. That will make it a little bit easier for gameplay just to go as it should be going. But yeah, I think most of the other rule changes and stuff just have to do with the fact that we have 3 leagues now instead of just the 2. For any more specifics than that, you can look in the rulebook changes tab, or you can just read the rulebook again. But yeah. So, any questions from all of y'all about any of the stuff that we covered so far? Want to make sure that we're not losing anyone here.
Doge, any questions in the Twitch chat? I do not have it pulled up. I'm a fake fan.
Me too.
Only thing I've got in Twitch chat is blank asking, when did you clean your room for this town hall, Panda?
Good question. Really good question.
Hey, honestly, I've been keeping my room like fairly clean recently, just mainly because I've been in a lot of like video chat meetings for the past like month. So like you can't really see it, but like my desk is kind of a little cluttered, like right where my hands were. But I've been making my bed like every day for the past few weeks. Only other thing, I had like a backpack on my bed and then like some things on the floor, but I just kind of like moved those to the side. So I mean, I guess technically like an hour ago.
Nice. I do see a question from Tracer Racer. Will additional league ops / specific role for lobby hosting become a thing? That is something that we've been talking about for the past 2 seasons, potentially. We are basically looking to use this season as not necessarily a trial run, but I also can't think of a better word than that. We're going to look to have that be put in place just so we can help avoid any issues, make things go a little bit smoother. Because not only are we as a league ever evolving, ever changing, but Overwatch, the game, surprising to literally all of us, is making changes. You know, there is hero bans in game now. There are map bans coming, you know, at the end of June, I think, in game. So as the game itself and as we continue to progress and, you know, evolve, we want to try to make things as smooth and efficient as possible. So as an answer to the question, maybe. You know, we're looking to test it this season. It's not 100% confirmed. It's not a hard no. We need to see kind of how it goes.
Yeah, I also personally believe that getting League Ops to host lobbies should not be something that we enforce, just mainly because that's a lot of pressure on our League Ops team, which is a little bit smaller this season. But yeah, we just want to make sure that we avoid some of the situations that are just kind of prone to happen due to mistakes. But yeah,
Dragon Ash, are we moving to the in-game ban system or still using Overwatch, or still using the OWCS? We are still going to go based off the OWCS / what we did last season. The in-game ban system, if we were to go through it, first off, you can't do it in custom games, so like we already are kind of screwed there. But you know, if we were to go based off that system, it would really mess with a lot of the stuff that we have set up. So, you know, we talked it over, thought about it. Easiest and best solution is to continue what we have been doing. It worked out last season. We're just going to keep it going.
Yeah. Additionally, like we want to be at least somewhat competitive as a recreational league. So following the OWCS system, just gives that competitive feel just a little bit more. But all right, let's go ahead and move on to the next little section. If someone can type in chat for Salty Jinx, thank you.
I'm doing it.
So yeah. So right here, I have next on my agenda. We're explaining the difference between franchises, teams, and a general understanding of GM or captain responsibilities. So even for returning players, this is a little bit of a new thing for specifically United Overwatch. Some franchises you'll see will have multiple teams. These teams are only one per skill tier. So, for example, we're going to look at Washington. They have both an Emerald team and a Sapphire team. Franchises is the whole name, the Washington Rebellion. That includes both the Emerald and the Sapphire team. The teams are just the players, or teams are just the teams within the league, if that makes sense. So when we try to make that a difference, talking about franchise versus teams, that's what we mean there. The main reason we wanted to switch to this format versus just having a general manager per team, it more aligns with the rest of what United Rogue is doing outside of just United Rogue Overwatch, and helps prevent, or not prevent, it helps kind of encourage better leadership and promotes what more of a general manager is supposed to be doing within United Rogue. So a lot of franchises have different owners and stuff. The owners look over every single game that their franchise is in. For Washington, for example, they have a Rocket League team, they have an Overwatch team, and I believe they also have a Call of Duty team. So that owner, Link, looks over all the different GMs for those games, and the GMs look over the teams. But yeah, so the GM and captain responsibilities. GMs are responsible for drafting their players. Captains are then appointed post draft before the start of week 1. Basically, captain GM responsibilities are relatively the same. The general manager just happens to be looking over both the teams rather than just the one team, while a captain is only looking over for their one team. Captains and GMs are responsible to make sure that their team's availability is posted every week. They have to schedule their matches every week, and they have to make sure that their team knows the rules and is adhering to the United Rogue Code of Conduct, which all of you guys should have signed, not maybe signed, have read through and understood. It's fairly simple. A lot of just like the simple don't be racist, don't be mean, all that stuff. But yeah. I think I hit most of that. Oh, I should probably talk about the drafts. So this will be announced in the announcements channel as soon as this town hall is over. We're looking the drafts to be Ruby is gonna have an off-stream draft on Saturday, and then that draft will then be streamed on Sunday evening. Then you guys can all see that from there. The Sapphire draft will be Monday at. Let me go check. I have that written down somewhere.
Monday at something.
9 p.m.
Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then the Emerald draft will happen on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So that way, everyone will be drafted by then. Teams can start assigning captains before the first week, meet and greet each other. And then the first week will be starting June 2nd. Will be week 1 of United Rogue Overwatch Season 8. Additionally, we are also going to be having a free week, the week of July 4th. The majority of our players are from the United States of America, so that is a holiday week, as you guys know. So we will have a free week there. So pretty much just skipping that week and not including that as a week that you have to be playing a game. But yeah. I think we have mostly everything that I need to explain. You guys have anything else to add, Doge and Soup Can?
Not that I can think of.
Can't think of anything else. I know Cake is want to see this draft order.
Oh yeah, Salty Jinx. Wait, I could barely hear. We were mentioning schedule. Yeah, so drafts will be starting. You'll see the stream for the Ruby draft on Sunday night. Then you'll see the Sapphire draft stream on Monday at 9 p.m. And the Emerald draft will be Thursday. I forgot the time already. I just said it. Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Tetanus. I'm assuming that's how you say your name. To answer your question, captains will figure out basically what will happen is each week your captain will send out a when to meet. You fill that time, or yeah, when to meet. You fill out your availability, and captains then will discuss to find a good time. So, for example, if my Havana Sapphire team is going against Doge's Sapphire San Diego team, him and I will get into contact once we have all five of our at least five of our players' times, and try to look to see if we have any overlapping times to make sure that both of us have a fair shot of getting our core in, or at least those five members in.
Yeah, all the matches are basically predetermined, like the opponents, and those will go into one of the sheets that'll be in the link tree. Yes, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that is correct. But yeah, so realistically, you probably won't know what team you're on until the draft stream actually happens. GMs might reach out and tell you that they're planning on drafting you, but there is no guarantee that they will get you. It's yeah. Other than the Ruby draft, everything else will be live, and I believe the Ruby GMs will be keeping everything a secret until the stream comes out.
Unless somebody pays me enough money, I will yap for money. I am very
Please don't do that.
And other things.
True. Somebody get me some Zins and a 12-pack of Twee, and I will yap. Rock from Elevator is a good deal, but bad.
But, all right, I believe it is time to start looking at some of these draft orders. So we're getting into now the draft lottery. Basically, every season we have a wheel that will pick out which team is going to have the first pick and etc. whatnot, all that jazz. So this will be a snake draft. So whoever gets the first pick will get the last pick in the following round. Just to keep it a little bit more fair. But yeah.
So for those who don't know, it'll be the draft order will be first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Then the next round will be sixth, fifth, fourth, third, second, first. God, that's way harder to do than I thought.
Counting backwards.
Good job.
Yeah.
Dude, that's bad.
All right. One of you guys, or Doge or Soup King, please write this down because I'm not gonna remember this.
I got it. I already got my notepad filled up.
It's also being recorded.
Oh. Good point. All right.
I'm gonna do shit.
All right, I'm spinning the wheel here. This is we're doing Emerald first, then Sapphire, then Ruby. So for the Emerald draft order, first pick.
My goat moto
to the Washington Rebellion. Watching Rebellion get that first pick, Moto's gonna be so happy.
Bro, Moto keeps complaining he went sixth, now he gets first. This is perfect.
Indeed. Alright, the second pick goes to looks like New York. Yeah, New York Insomnia. Pick number 3. Nashville Legends. All right, down to the final 3 here. Las Vegas Tyrants going to be pick number, what is that, 4 now? Last The last two remain here. Got Maui Ancients and Seattle Swarm.
Thanks, Seattle? Question mark.
Yeah.
That
Looks like
looks
more
more
on
like
that.
a Seattle. Yep, and that leaves Maui to be our last our last pick here.
So for anybody just joining, the Emerald draft order is going to be War or Washington Rebellion, then New York Insomnia, Nashville Legends, Las Vegas Tyrants, Seattle Swarm, and Maui Ancients.
Yeah, that is right. All right. Moving on to the Sapphire draft. Now remember there was a lot more teams in Sapphire than there are in Emerald and Ruby. That's just
Look at
because
my
the
boy.
way our rank distribution works out is there's just a lot more plat and diamond players than there are literally any other rank. Especially like upper plat, mid diamond-ish. But yeah, alright. Here we go.
Big money,
Need
no
10.
whammies. This one actually
Oh
matters
geez.
for me. Big money, no whammies. Well, fuck.
Dallas Vanguard gets the first pick
I'm not gonna lie,
for
I thought it was
Sapphire.
Moto again, and I was gonna scream.
That would have been really funny. Panda bias is no panda bias. I haven't been on Dallas in a while.
Bro, now Sauce
Nashville
gets
Legends.
his second. What the hell, man? I thought I rigged this.
You can't rig anything.
This is why I liked it when I was spinning the wheel.
Well, now it's my turn
Ooh.
to spin the wheel. San Diego Armada gets a third pick. Doge getting a little happy there, huh? That's a pretty good pick.
Nice.
I think a third is a good spot to be. It's not like all the way at the beginning, not all the way at the end.
There goes Havana
So,
yet again.
Mark. All right.
Chicago Syndicate. Chicago hasn't been in the league for a little bit. Nice to see them back, especially now that we have so many franchises here.
It was so close.
New York.
It was so close, bro.
New York.
Almost had it.
New York Insomnia.
I'm getting bent
Or
over.
number 5 there.
Quaza, I swear to
Oh,
God.
this could
Don't
be
do it to
it.
me.
This could
No,
be it.
that's-
Zucan.
It's Quaza for sure.
That's Quaza.
Quaza gets the 6th round pick with Jersey Jackals there.
The only way that this can be redeemed is if Moto gets last. All right. I'll allow Vanguard. I'll allow it.
Applause for Vanguard there. Getting pick, what is that, number 6, 7?
Seven.
7?
Seven.
Thank you.
Yeah. This
I
just
can
means I'm
count.
going to get
Seven.
first round pick for Ruby. I'm fine. Yeah, sup, Laggy? All right. Why is it just me and Moto left? This game sucks.
Womp womp.
Buffalo Bolts with Laggy Puppy get the 8th pick, leaving the last two here, Washington and Havana.
If there's a god, Moto will go last.
Hey.
Looking out for me, big dog.
The man upstairs himself, Havana, pick number 9 in the Sapphire draft here, leaving Washington in the number 10 slot. That is a little awkward, being the number 1 in Emerald, being the number 10 in Sapphire. A little unfortunate, but that's kind of funny. Stuff happens.
As a big review, Sapphire draft is Dallas, then Nashville, San Diego, Chicago, New York, Jersey, Pitt, Buffalo, Havana, War.
Yeah, a lot of franchises in there, a lot of teams. It's going to be a really cool league to watch. I honestly can't wait, especially knowing that their rank distribution is so close together. It's going to be such like a competitive league. I'm so happy for that. But all right, looking for our Ruby League. This is our top league here.
This is big money, no whammies. I can feel it.
For the first round pick in the Ruby draft, or just in the whole draft at all. Because remember, Ruby starts off the draft first. Chicago Syndicate, with the comeback of the franchise, they get the first round pick for Ruby. coming in second here. We got
Oh, it's
Luke
gambling
Shea
time.
and the Louisville Gamble.
Didn't he get second last season? This really is rigged.
Hey, look, they're gamblers, dude. They know how to play the game.
Bro, they know the odds.
They know the odds. The odds were like 17.8% or something like that.
If I get fucking second to last on both of them, I might scream.
No, you'll get last
Laggy
on
with
this
the
one.
Buffalo Bolts gets pick number 3 here, leaving just 3 more franchises. One of them being Soup
As long
Can's
as I
Havana.
beat,
Oh,
as
there
long
it
as I
is.
beat Cake, I
There it
fucking
is.
win. Let's go.
And Soup Can with the Havana Hurricane.
Kiss Choco goodbye.
Damn.
It's
Wow.
over, as Cake says, leaving just Cake and Vanguard with the Vancouver Wild and Pittsburgh
Let's
Phantoms,
go.
respectively.
Cake is
Kate
last.
gets it last.
Vanguard.
Wow.
With the Pittsburgh Phantoms getting pick number 5, leaving just the Vancouver Wild
My goat.
for
My
the
absolute
last
goat.
pick for pick number 6 of the Ruby draft here.
Nice. Nice. This is good.
Yeah. All right, Supercan, can we get that recap of the draft order for Ruby?
Ruby recap is Chicago, then Louisville, Buffalo, Havana, Pitt, and then Vancouver. This will be posted fairly soon, so anybody who just joined and didn't hear Emerald and Sapphire, I'm not repeating again because, like I said, it's going to be posted up real quick.
But yeah. All right, so next and vaguely the last thing on our agenda here, we are going to be doing our map pool drawing. I believe Supcan has the wheel for that, so Supcan will start sharing his screen shortly.
That is, in fact, true. Now, I mentioned earlier, for those who didn't see it, didn't know it, the community for the past 2 seasons has voted on 2 maps from each game mode that will be selected. Flashpoint maps, being Saravasa and New Junk City, are always in. All 4 push maps are always in. However, we have 2 control, escort, and hybrid maps that have been hand selected by you guys, the players. And then we're going to have 2 more from each coming in from the wheel. The 2 that were selected for escort this season were Circuit Royale and Route 66. The 2 maps selected from control were Busan and Nepal. And the 2 maps selected for hybrid are Eichenwald and Hollywood. Now, if you didn't hear King's Row, that's okay. It's still in the wheel. We have 2 more chances for some of these maps to get in. So I'm going to share my screen. And now I will say, completely forgot I made this the background for the wheel. So we get to experience this.
I'm a little scared.
Yes.
For me. Oh, yes.
Yes.
I forgot that I put my casting image on it. So we've got the control maps. Like I said, we are going to be picking 2 of these maps. We've got Antarctic, Ilios, Lijiang, Oasis, and Samoa. First spin of my drunken little face right there. We're going to get Oasis question mark. Neat.
Oasis.
All right. Gonna get Oasis. I gotta write this down because I'm also the stratigrapher or whatever. Remove. All right, one more spin. We gotta get another control map in this. And it's spinning, it's spinning, it's spinning. The return of Lijiang.
Oh boy.
Nice.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad. So, our control maps then are going to be Busan, Nepal, Oasis, Lijiang. Awesome. All right. Now, we're going to go over to the escorts. We got Dorado, Havana, Junkertown, Rialto, Shambali, and Gibby. We're going to get the spin.
Gibby, for those who don't know, is Watch Point Gibraltar.
And speaking of Gibby, it's coming back.
Somebody just said, please not Gib. Who was it?
I
saw it.
Stan hates Gibby.
Nope, it was marked up.
Oh,
yeah. Wow.
How does it feel, Mark? You get your Chicago picks and now you get Gibby. What's good? We're spinning again. Is Rialto coming back? Rialto's coming back.
I think Rialto's coming back.
I'm like 90% certain this is the exact same map pool for Escort we had last season. So, crazy.
No, we had
Shout out to Blizzard for never making maps.
we had Havana last season.
Oh, true. I'm
True,
stupid.
we did.
Ignore me.
Yeah.
Hybrid maps. Lol. All right, I know everybody's voting for Kings Row. Everybody welcome Bowser, who's our League of Behind the Scenes. What do you do?
Data
It's the
operations.
data
director.
operations director.
That one. He does the spreadsheets. Bowser, you just joined. I need you to figure out what are the two maps coming in for hybrid here. What are you predicting?
I mean, the wheel's got to be biased towards Kings Row, right? So surely that's
hate
in.
you
And then
so much.
obviously we got Jacktown for the other one.
God, Midtown is staying out of here. All right, we're spinning. We're gonna see what goes. What's gonna be joining Eichenwald and Hollywood? No, please not Jacktown.
It looks like
Well
kind of in
then.
between right now.
Jacktown.
Jacktown.
God damn it.
Hey, I'm a Midtown fan. I like Midtown.
I enjoy Midtown.
Yeah. Midtown's mid.
Just like you.
The chat is
No,
trying
Kings
to
Row!
get Kings
God is
Row.
real! Umbani. Get wrecked.
This is
Everybody
argument-
voted Kings Row. Everybody's pissed. I'm so happy because we won't get to see Kings Row every friggin' game.
Oh,
Havana
Yeah.
back on top, baby!
although I feel like Nimbani is the worst map to replace Kings Row with, but
Don't
the
care.
wheel decides
Didn't ask.
all.
Neat. All right, so for those who just got here, our map pool is push. You get all four. Flashpoint. You currently have two. Coming in June during the season, I believe there is going to be a third map released when Season 17 comes out. That, I'm pretty sure, is going to get pushed straight into the map pool. I think the executives are talking about it. But Control is going to be Busan, Nepal, Oasis, Lijiang. Escort is going to be Circuit, Route 66, Watchpoint Gibraltar, and Rialto. And then our hybrid is going to be Eichenwald, Hollywood, Midtown, and Numbani.
Yeah, that's great. That was some exciting wheels there.
That was a good time.
Yeah. Unfortunate for all the Kings Row stands who can only play Kings Row if they're playing a hybrid map. There's a lot of them out there, but it will be nice from an audience perspective to like see other maps being played, because oh my god, it was every single map
Yeah,
or every
honestly,
single game had a Kings Row. It was
Andrew
so
just
bad.
made it like a freaking bandit. He doesn't have to play Kings or Ilios.
Oh, true. Andrew hates Kings Row.
And Ilios. Andrew's made out like a freaking bandit.
All right, well, that concludes the strong majority of our town hall here. If anyone has any extra questions, you can go ahead and either request to speak, or if you'd like to type them in the chat, either Twitch chat or the town hall VC here, go ahead and do so. But other than that, thank you guys all for coming and listening to us yap about announcements and stuff like that. Obviously, if you have any more like need help questions or something like that, there's the help and questions channel that you can ask in there. But yeah,
Real quick.
good luck to you all this season. Good.
Do we want to talk about the new stuff under me?
Nope, don't. I didn't.
No.
Ask. Good
Yeah.
night.
Cool. I'm not seeing anything in
I didn't
Twitch
put
chat
that in
right
my-
now, so
I didn't put that in my notes, so therefore I don't want to talk about it.
fair.
That will be an announcement later. Are we putting the map pool into announcements? Yes, we are.
It will also
Yeah,
go into
announcements
the
that'll be
rulebook.
released. Announcement that'll be released will be draft order, map pool, and something else.
Yeah, some of the things like the draft times of when drafts are happening.
Did
Intent
Cake
form,
actually friggin' leave and come back?
Yeah,
submission
wait.
deadline.
Oh my god, he definitely did. Cake absolutely left and came back.
God
This
Damn it,
Bro.
Cake.
all because you got last. It sucks to
He
suck,
left
my
the
guy.
server.
He left
Yeah,
and
he came
rejoined.
back. Recoil was like, hey, does anybody know what roles he had? We might need to give it to him.
That is going to be a later problem. I'm not going to do that right now. Let him say a member.
Or
Give
buddy.
a missing intent form and ping it.
Yeah. That'd be really funny.
If we all
Take
leave
my
and join
goat.
back, can we get Kings? No. Kings
No.
is gone. Womp womp. El Bozo.
Yeah, please don't leave and join back the server. That actually generally creates a lot of work for the staff to, try to get you roles and stuff. It's just annoying for us. It's a lot of extra work that we don't want to do. And quite frankly, I will procrastinate on that. So if you leave and join back, and I see that you left, I will wait until someone else tells me about it to do it. But yeah.
Go Pit. Was that mentioned?
No, we didn't.
Obligatory
Nobody
Go
mentioned
Pit.
Go Pit.
No mention go pit. More reliable Miami seasons. Outro music. Honestly,
Bowser
I
can
was
hit us
thinking
with
about
some
trying.
acapella outro music right now. I bet.
Hey, look at the time. I actually gotta go. I gotta go walk my fish.
That's crazy.
If you're in stream,
I honestly was thinking about cooking up some like specific music for UR Overwatch or just UR in general. If for those that don't know, a lot of my daily life occupations is a lot of stuff to do with music. I teach high school marching band and all that jazz. So I do dabble in producing and sound mixing, all that jazz.
Low key, we gotta have the cake outro where he plays that
Oh
loud
yeah.
ass fucking we gotta have that as he leaves.
Blank is asking in Twitch, when will Ruby managers wake up and make tryouts? They've had a few
There have been
tryouts.
tryouts.
Yeah, they've had multiple tryouts already. I don't know if there's any more currently planned. There is tonight. Once this is over, there is an Emerald tryout, if I remember correctly. Tomorrow,
In 10 minutes, yes.
yes. Tomorrow, I will be hosting a Sapphire tryout in the SDA tryout server. And then on Sunday, there will also be a SDA, or there will be a Sapphire, combine hosted by
run
me
here
and Soup
in
King.
the server.
Correct. That'll just take place in the 10 Man's channel.
All right. I think that unless anyone has any real questions,
I don't know. I feel like the chat's cooking up some quote unquote real questions.
can GMs get perms to move in here? No. It's not a real question.
Who said that? They should be banned.
Mark it up.
This is marked.
Yes.
Do y'all need to get back to work now that you have created a coda to create a list? That's kind of funny, but I don't do classical like that.
I understood back, and after that, lost me.
Coda is like a musical sign
Okay,
type
didn't
thing.
ask.
My bad.
Get played. Get absolutely played.
That's tough.
Official
That's
ban
tough.
on Dragon Master. No, you can't do that. You can't make that in Childs of Combines.
Just
See, what
10
are-
minutes. I mean,
Honestly,
I'm down for a once a month, 28-day mute.
No, you can't do that.
talking about the
Oh.
non-meme question to Ellie Vader. If you can't make it to a tryout or combine, honestly, that's okay. A lot of players last season couldn't. And still, there were plenty of players who did and didn't make it to combine, still get drafted and still play throughout the entire season. So even if you can't make it, no worries. There are still GMs looking throughout that list. You might fit the role that they need. It just ends up being, a little sugar on top being being able to go and participate at the combines or the tryouts.
Yeah. Having your name out there is nice. So even if you're not actively attending some of these tryouts or combines, if you're somewhat active around chats, if you go participate in 10-mans or something like that, 10-mans pops nearly daily right now. Honestly, I've been seeing people there a
Mhm.
lot.
Shout out Laggy. He's
Yeah,
back.
shout out Laggy Puppy.
The goat, he's back.
Which, speaking of laggy, Vader saying you're eligible for Ruby and Sapphire. I do believe Laggy mentioned he's gonna try and do Sapphire tryout or combine as well this weekend. Don't
Yeah,
know
times
exactly
to be
what day.
determined is what he
Yes.
said.
And then to answer Blank on Twitch asking, do GMs accept montages? I don't see why not. Like, if you're wanting to send them maybe clips or something, I don't.
There have been some players in the past that have done that. They've reached
Yeah.
out to the GMs personally and been like, "Hey, just wanted to put myself out there." It's not a bad idea.
hmm And I know in towards the bottom of like the text channels, there's the FA channel. I've seen at least two people post in there, kind of just like a resume basically. So you can do that if you want as well. Dragon, need to go to both the Emerald and Sapphire since you're on the border.
You can if you want.
Yeah,
There's nothing stopping you going from both.
yeah, because you aren't guaranteed to get drafted into Sapphire, so it's good to put yourself out there into Emerald as well. Any other questions, either Twitch or Town Hall?
Okay, so to answer
Yes.
Bonaparte's question in there,
Wait, no,
to
never
an
mind.
extent, no. So for there are soft locks, as we call them, for the splits. Uh, to be eligible for the Ruby draft, you have to be Diamond 2 or above. Anyone who is Diamond 3 or below cannot be in Ruby. Period. Sapphire, uh, you have to be between the ranks of Plat 2 and Diamond 1. So if you're Plat 3 or below, you cannot play in Sapphire. Emerald can be Plat 1 and below. If anyone above Plat 1 should not be in Emerald. Obviously, there's a reasonable room for growth within a season. So like if you're starting out as like a Plat 2 player and you're drafted into Emerald, uh, getting like Plat 1 or like maybe like barely reaching Diamond 5 like that is understandable and makes sense as we expect you guys to grow as players being in the league. You won't be punished for ranking up like that. Now that being said, if you join a team and you were to jump up like a whole gem or what's it called, a whole tier.
Rank here. There you go.
Yeah, ranked tier. So like if you were a Plat 2 and you suddenly became Diamond 2 while in Emerald, uh you're gonna get ranked up at somewhere somewhere in there.
Uh,
So yeah, you would not be able to pick up Biscuit, as Biscuit I believe is the Plat 3 peak right now. If Biscuit were before the Sapphire draft to reach a rank of Plat 2 or higher, you would be able to draft him. But right now, Biscuit is a Plat 3.
Mark, to answer the drafting question, we'll go over that like during the or like just before the draft.
Yeah, that is a more of a GM specific thing. Basically, you'll be. I'm pretty sure it's just pinging them or getting their like Discord ID type thing. JD will go over how to use the draft bot and using all the Google Sheets and stuff like that.
Yep.
They got that all figured out.
Shout out using the bot.
I know that bot is really good. I'm glad we have it.
It is very nice.
And then next season we'll also have an intent form bot that actually works for our purposes. That has been an issue in the past, which is why I was hesitant to do it this season.
All right, I've got Blank asking on Twitch. Since this is cross-platform, what happens if a console player has a Zim or Chrono? Does the whole team get the L or ban, or just the player?
Has a what?
If there's-
I don't know what a chrono, but a Zim, I believe, is like if you're using an keyboard and mouse on like console.
And then you also
That's fine.
well, because then you get the aim assist being on console.
I believe we have it written in the rules that aim assist should be turned off. Well, actually, it should automatically be turned off due to the competitive settings of the custom games that we have. Because when you're in ranked, console players don't get aim assist.
Yeah, shout out to JD for making the code that we use. He has gone through a lot of lengths to ensure the competitive integrity as well as making sure that this entire shit show works. So shout out to that guy.
Yeah, bro works tirelessly. Like, he has a job as an engineer, a software engineer, and then comes home and then software engineers stuff for us. So it's always super nice when he gets to do stuff. Commissioner Man JD. But yeah, if Kronos, okay, so if someone were to be found cheating, it would be on the player, not the team.
Unless the team is aware of it and like plays with it,
Yeah,
like knowingly plays with
there's
it.
there's a different sentence to say there if the team is encouraging it and like willingly doing, creating an unfair environment.
Correct. Cool. JD does stink.
True.
Yeah, as long as aim assist is off, then it shouldn't matter as PC players have keyboard and mouse. I think the question last season was if you could play keyboard and mouse on console with, and like assuming like with the aim assist on. Like I don't remember there being a specific talk about aim assist being off last season. Yeah, zimming is not allowed. It's aim assist with mouse and keyboard. But all right, it's been an hour since we started, so I'm gonna wrap this up. If you guys have any more questions, please feel free to ask in the helping questions channel, or you guys can DM the UR mod mail bot, which should be one of the top things on the member list. AI staff is right below where Bowsy's data operations director, UR mod mail. If you could DM that, that will send a message to all the executives, and we can answer it as soon as possible. But yeah, other than that, again, thank you guys all for coming to this town hall. Hope you enjoyed. But yeah,
Do we want to allow Iggy real quick?
no, we're gonna wrap it up right now. But,
Send your-
right, again, thank you guys. We'll see you guys later. Bye.